There are probably two things that are true at the same time when it comes to giving love and getting love in return. One being that we don't have to give love only to get it in return. We can give love freely without necessarily getting something back. And what's also true is that the love we do give comes back to us. That's what I believe. Even if it's not immediately, even if it's not a tit for tat trade of giving and receiving love or giving and receiving something, I believe that what we put out there does come back to us in some form. Hi, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Sarah Yudkin, and I'm a relationship anxiety coach who's here to help you learn about all things love, relationships, and how to navigate anxiety in your relationships. If relationships are really meaningful to you and you've gotten any value from my videos so far, I'd love to invite you to subscribe to my channel and become a member of the You Love and You Learn community. This goes a long way to supporting me in this channel and makes sure that you don't miss any new videos coming out. And if you enjoy this video, I'd love to hear from you. Drop me a like and a comment so I know what's resonating. Thank you for watching, and let's get into it. We are so back, baby. I have not sat down to record a podcast in about 2 months, so let's see if I remember how to do this. But I'm very excited to be back, and I'm excited for today's topic because it feels like today I'm following a little creative nudge or a nudge from the universe, and I'm reading The Artist's Way for those of you who haven't been following along with my new YouTube series. But I am trying to follow more of my creative nudges. And this episode was actually inspired by a sign that I saw at a music festival last weekend at the time of recording. And the sign inspired not only me to think, reflect, and just sit with what it said, but it also inspired me to take action and create something from it. So the sign that I read said, "The love that I give becomes the love that I get. The love that I give becomes the love I get." And it struck me because it just felt so true. Like right away when I saw it, it resonated with me. I loved it. I took a picture of it. And only after did I really start thinking about what the sign meant or what it represented. Because at first it just really clicked. And then I think my brain came online and was like, wait a second, and had a moment of doubt where I said, if I am giving love and then I get it back, is that then conditional love where I'm giving it just to get something back? Or is it motivated by selfish reasons if I'm giving love and then it comes back to me? But then I started questioning, is that even wrong to begin with? If we give love, but then we also get something out of that and feel good doing it or receive something in the process, isn't that just part of how the world works, where we are constantly in a state of ebb and flow, giving and receiving? And what if it's actually mutually beneficial for both the giver and the receiver to give love and to be on the receiving end of love? So that just got me really thinking. And then I realized that there are probably two things that are true at the same time when it comes to giving love and getting love in return. One being that we don't have to give love only to get it in return. We can give love freely without necessarily getting something back. And what's also true is, like the sign said, that the love we do give comes back to us. That's what I believe. Even if it's not immediately, even if it's not a tit for tat trade of giving and receiving love or giving and receiving something, I believe that what we put out there does come back to us in some form. And lately, it can feel like, depending on where you're looking, depending on what headlines you're seeing, or depending on what you are focusing on, but I think just generally right now, most people can kind of feel this way, that sometimes it seems like the world is lacking love, whether it's the wars that are going on, or the political beef that seems to always be going on, or the divisiveness that feels like it comes up, especially in the United States, but I'm sure in other countries as well. the social media trolling, people feeling like whatever it is that's getting posted about, there always has to be this opposite opinion or someone bashing it. And again, it depends on where we're looking and what we're focusing on. But I think that the world can seem lately like it's lacking some love, and there's always ways to escape from connection, whether it's scrolling or just numbing out or just detaching from people around us. That is the impression that I can sometimes get lately. But as I've been reflecting more this past week, and after I saw that sign, and after I experienced so much love and connection and beautiful moments at this music festival with my closest friends and Nate, I realized that there is a lot of love around us if we're focusing on giving and receiving love. And not only that, but I realized just how much research there is that shows love, connection, community, and relationships being the glue that really does hold us together and can improve our lives and other people's lives so much. And so, for whatever reason, call it a creative nudge or whatever, I'm really leaning into the message on this sign. It really inspired me. It lit a fire under me to share more about this in today's podcast, to reflect on it in my own life. It inspired me to take inventory of the ways in which I am giving love to people around me. It inspired me to reflect on the ways that I sometimes withhold love unintentionally, but I'm doing it because maybe I don't feel like I'm getting enough of it. And so why should I give it away? And it made me want to question that pattern a little bit and dig into that. And it made me reflect on the people I gravitate to the most, whether it's people that I know personally or the impression that I get of people that I come across on the internet. Whatever it is, I tend to gravitate towards people who seem to be able to give and receive love freely without analyzing it, without worrying if it's going to come back to them in return, without this tit for tat approach. And so I feel like it's safe to say that this quote kind of altered my brain chemistry. And that inspired me to actually do something with this idea, even beyond just sharing about it in today's episode. And so I'm very excited to share something because it's been a while since I've been like really excited to participate in a challenge that I've created for my Patreon community. That doesn't mean that I don't love all of the challenges that I put together, but this one feels like something that I wish I was on the other side of it instead of leading it. I wish I was someone participating in it too. But I am going to be doing July's 7-day challenge about giving love, about the love that we give becoming the love that we receive. It's fully inspired by this sign that I saw. And just in case you weren't aware of what I do in my monthly challenges, each month I post daily prompts for 1 week in my Patreon membership, and they've always been really fun. There's been some really great topics. And again, I don't mean to say any of the past ones haven't been just as impactful. There's been a challenge around how to be more compassionate to ourselves, how to stay present instead of getting sucked into future or past thinking, how to connect with your partner for 7 days, a self-care reset, how to fill up your own cup, how to strengthen your mindset. There's been some really impactful challenges and the participation has been incredible. But this one, I am going to do my best as possible to pretend that I'm a participant inside Patreon as well, because I just feel like I really could use this challenge in my life, and I feel like the world at large could use it. And so, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be practicing giving love to the people, communities, and world around us, and trusting that this love will be returned to us, even if it's not right away, but just giving freely and putting that love and kindness back out into the world. And each day, how the challenge will work is that there will be a post that goes out with a daily mindset shift to think about ways to practice giving that love freely. there's going to be a daily nugget of research that kind of backs up and explains the benefits of giving to other people, because I really wanted to dig into this topic and understand it more. And there will be a daily action item, because I'm all about not just learning something new, but actually implementing it and practicing it in your life. And so from July 7th to the 13th, we are going to all together be going through daily actions to put more love back out into the world and into the communities around us. So I am really, really, really excited about this one. I'm definitely, like I said, going to be participating, but not just participating as like the person that created the challenge, but I really want to put that student hat on and try to participate as if I'm a member of this community as well. So I'm really excited, and I wanted to give you a peek into some of the things that I was learning as I was preparing this challenge, and also kind of give you a little behind the scenes into what you would be doing if the challenge is something that you want to participate in. But even if you don't want to, I'm hoping that just by listening to some of this research and by listening to me sharing more about this today, that you're still taking something out of this and going to apply it into your life right away. So some of the research that inspired this challenge and this idea further is that in a 2018 study, which was led by researchers Curry and Rowland, they found that performing daily acts of kindness for just 1 week, which is perfect for the 7-day challenge, increased happiness for the participants. And the more acts of kindness people did, the greater the happiness boost. And so this is so perfect because, as the sign said, the love that I give becomes the love I get. Basically, this challenge shows that the daily kindness I do or the love that I give becomes the love I get or the increased happiness I get, right? There are things that come back to us simply by showing up in the world and moving in the world in a way that we feel proud of, in a way that's giving and loving to other people. So that was so cool to see. And it really just takes 1 week of shifting that pattern in order to feel like we are getting benefits from it, which is not necessarily to say that we are only doing it for our own benefits, but if you're going to be benefiting other people and yourself at the same time, why wouldn't we do something, right? And then the second piece of research that I'm going to include in the challenge, but I also wanted to share here because I just found it so fascinating and so relevant, is that acts of kindness are mental health boosters. They're linked to better mood and less depression. They are linked to higher self-esteem and morale. And they're linked to a stronger sense of meaning and purpose for the people who are giving the act of kindness, as well as more energy and activity. We will feel more energized and do more, like feeling like we're contributing more into our daily routines through doing these acts of kindness, versus being isolated or disconnected from our lives. So this was in research from a researcher named Post, and it happened in 2005. And I'm going to link all the articles that I found this research in, not only in this episode, but as well as in the challenge, so that if people want to dig into it more, they totally can. Another reason I'm excited about this challenge is because it highlight some of the key principles that I believe in as a coach and as a leader in my community, leading the You Love and You Learn community and just sharing the work that I do with the world. And there are 3 things that I feel like are important to share here. One is the importance of bite-sized actions versus being overwhelmed by something. So if we choose to show up in our lives and do acts of kindness, give love to other people, it doesn't have to be in this overwhelming way. We don't have to completely sacrifice our own mental health or our own free time or the ways we pour into ourselves and meet our needs. We don't have to completely sacrifice those things in order to give to other people. And so this challenge, and just in general, the way that I try to approach things, is by doing bite-sized steps. It doesn't have to be all or nothing, black or white. It gets to be little consistent bite-sized steps. And I think that's such an important piece of anything that we're doing to grow and show up for ourselves and others, is not biting off more than we can chew. The second thing that I think is really important about this challenge, and that I really emphasize to my clients as well, is that it focuses on what's in our control versus waiting for something else to happen. So this is really about adopting the creator mindset versus a victim mindset. The creator mindset says that I can help create my life and co-create my life with the universe around me versus just waiting for things to happen to me. So let's take a relationship example. If we're just sitting around like, why doesn't my partner do more for me? Or why aren't my friends doing all these things for me? That's going to lead to us feeling like we're out of control and we're just waiting for things to happen to us. Versus when we flip to that creator mindset and take that lead and initiative through bite-sized steps, of course, not through overwhelming ourselves, but through bite-sized steps, we can say, okay, well, I want to, no matter how other people are acting, show up in this way that I feel proud of. So this challenge is another way to focus on what's in your control. But even if you're listening and you're not going to do the challenge, just remember to take inventory and see where your brain is trying to convince you to wait around for other people to show up and do things for you, when really you don't have any control over that. And all you can control is your own actions, your mindset, the way that you show up in the world. And then the last piece of why I'm so excited about doing this challenge, but something that I also just think is so important, is doing things alongside community and feeling less alone. It's one thing to say, oh yeah, I really want to show up in the world and, give more love openly around me. But it's another thing to do it alongside other people and see that other people are on the same track as you and feeling like you're doing something as a collective, because there's already enough isolation, I feel like, in the world today with screens and working remote and all of the ways which we're slowly becoming less and less connected, that doing things alongside other people can really be so meaningful. So again, whether that's in the challenge or not, I hope that something you can take away from this episode is remembering to, as best as possible, try to loop in your community and to do things alongside people so that you can continue to just feel the boosts of the connection and the love that you have around you. And then I wanted to also give more behind the scenes of the challenge. This is something that if you're listening to this today, you can already give it a go and try this, but this is going to be one of the very first action items in the challenge, is setting the intention to upgrade a typical interaction that you would do throughout your day or throughout your week, but to do it with a little bit more kindness and a little bit more love than you normally would. So for example, if you would normally send a text to a friend, send a heartfelt voice message and just go that little bit extra to show that love and care for them in that moment. If you would normally like a post of somebody that you follow, leave a meaningful comment. Say, wow, this really impacted me. This made me think about something differently. Here's what I took away from this. Sometimes we're just passively taking in people's stuff and we don't realize that someone spent a lot of time creating that and putting that out there. So really letting someone know that something resonated with you. If you normally are like half scrolling on the phone while you're on a phone conversation with somebody, an example of giving a little bit more love or kindness could be just being fully present and listening to that person and giving them your full attention. So this is an opportunity to go one step beyond what you normally would do and see how it feels, and really just try to infuse that little extra bit of love that you're giving into what you're doing throughout your day or week. So I am really, really excited about this. I want to create a little ripple effect of love and kindness from the You Love and You Learn community to the rest of the people around us. I think it will be so cool if we do this all together. And if nothing else, even if you're not in the challenge alongside us, I hope that you can take something from this, that it's okay to give love and to trust that it will return back to us in certain ways, even if we're not measuring it in a tit for tat or just keeping score type way, just trusting that it can be part of how we move in the world to give love freely and really to become the energy of love and to be quote, quote, in love, but just in the state of love and the energy of love, and to let that be how we show up. So I'm really, really excited. And even if you're listening to this after July and you don't have a chance to join the challenge live, jump on Inside Patreon. There's so many resources in there. You can access all of the past 7-day challenges and go through them at your own pace. It doesn't have to be in July that you start this 7 days of giving love challenge. It can be literally any day, but I would love for us to do it all together. So if you are listening before July 7th or even in the week of July 7th, go ahead and check out the link below and linking in the show notes, linking in the caption, all of the things so that you can do this live with us. And I really can't wait for this. I'll just leave us one more time with the quote that inspired this, which is, "The love that I give becomes the love that I get." Sit with that for a little, see what comes up for you. And I'd love to hear if it sparked any inspiration for you like it did for me. Thank you so much for listening, and hopefully I'll see you inside the challenge. And if not, I'll see you in the next episode.